Coming up on this week's show, Dubai's World Expo plans.
I've been told that when it's finished, it's going to look incredible.
The porter-poet of Cuba.
Uno viaja en la imaginación y esa es mi manera de viajar, no tengo ahora otra.
The town that typewriters made.
And what we all need right now, a little glimpse into our near future.
It's golden time.
Golden time for me. I like the sound of that. Hello and welcome to the Travel Show, coming to you this week from Tokyo. Now, it's been a long winter of restrictions here and around the world, but now there's the prospect of vaccines, and with them hope that life can slowly begin opening up again and returning to some kind of normal. At the Travel Show, we've been doing our best to carry on bringing you inspiration from all over the world. A little bit of sunshine in an otherwise gloomy moment in history. Of course, Tokyo was supposed to host the 2020 Olympics and Paralympic Games last year. We're all keeping our fingers crossed that it'll go ahead in 2021. At the moment, that's in serious doubt. If it doesn't happen, the likelihood is that it'll be cancelled completely. And in that instance, the next big global event will be the postponed 2020 World Expo in Dubai. As it stands, it's still on.
Lucy's been finding out how the authorities there are planning to throw open their gates to ticket holders from all over the world against the background of the current global pandemic.
See a futuristic festival filled with ideas new and radical. Be there to see the alliance of art, music, fashion, and science. This you can't afford to miss.
Expo 2020. Over 190 countries coming together here in Dubai in a vast, new, purpose-built exhibition space the size of a small city. A 6-month global event showcasing advances in technology, sustainability and opportunity. And the whole thing was due to open in October last year. But thanks to the COVID pandemic, 9 months ago the decision was made to postpone the opening of Expo 2020 until October this year, a full year on from that original date.
Well, a lot of the countries that are participating in the Expo were impacted quite severely by COVID-19. And so it really was this sort of collective decision under the guidance of the Bureau of International Exhibitions, which is our governing body, to postpone. But what it's also given us, this time, this extra time that we've got, is to work with the countries on issues and subjects and sort of program that they want to bring to the Expo that's relevant to a post-COVID world.
The United Kingdom is just one of over 190 nations exhibiting here, all hoping to showcase the very best of what their countries have to offer.
Okay, so I've arrived at the UK Pavilion. As you can probably tell, it's still a work in progress, it's still under construction, and if I'm being honest, it's looking a tad unimpressive at the moment. But I've been told that when it's finished, it's going to look incredible. So let's go and meet the man in charge.
So we've got a few more months to go, but we'll be ready well in advance of Expo, and we'll be looking really forward to welcoming everybody to the site.
And what can people expect? What can people get excited about when it comes to the UK Pavilion?
So the UK Pavilion is basically, for us, a hub to showcase the best that the UK has to offer. It's a really beautiful building, but really what's equally as important is what goes inside it. So what we're going to have is focusing on UK innovation and technology. And this is a really, really special building. It's based on one of the last pieces of work that Stephen Hawking did, which is about his breakthrough message. And the idea is, if we could communicate with another species in outer space, what would we as this planet send across? And the building is a very interactive one, and all the guests that come across pull out their smartphone and are able to donate a word. And we've built this artificial intelligence system in the background, and the same word then goes into a much larger poem that's being written by that AI system. And that cone, the poem will be displayed there for everybody to see. We want to bring the world together to look at the global challenges that we all face, whether it is dealing with pandemics or whether it's about climate change and sustainability. This provides a great opportunity for us to be able to do that.
There's no doubt that a lot is riding on the Expo, not only in terms of international prestige for Dubai, as it celebrates its 50th anniversary, but also financially. It was originally forecast up to 25 million people would visit the Expo, with the majority coming from abroad, leading to thousands of new hotel rooms being built. But filling them will now be reliant on how many of us are able and happy to travel again towards the end of the year. Currently, the UAE is on the UK's banned list for travellers because of a recent increase in COVID cases here. Tickets for this year's Expo haven't gone on sale yet, but with the future of the Tokyo Olympics still hanging in the balance, Nadia says that not only could Expo be the world's first big-scale global event to go ahead in 2021, but also that its message will now be even more relevant.
Under sort of the banner of Connecting Minds, Creating the Future, we've realised that our three themes of sustainability, mobility and opportunity are even more relevant today than they were even pre-COVID. And so, you know, the experiences that the visitors will go through when they come, particularly in our thematic pavilions, really resonate with the moment, our moment in time and a post-COVID world.
Lucy in Dubai, and a glimpse of things to come once we can start moving again. Next, to a totally different part of the world.
Luis Martín, poeta de la carretilla y turista imaginario.
Luis has written thousands of poems about different cities around the world, which he describes as if he's only just seen them. And to this day, he's never left Cuba.
Aquí es el equivalente de 3.000 y tantas poemas, toda Europa y América, Oceanía y África, parte de África y Asia, parte de Asia. Mira, Turquía, a Israel, a Rusia, a Japón, a China. Francia, Italia, Portugal, Austria, Suiza, Holanda y Perú. Yo soy un turista imaginario. Leyendo, 60 y pico de años leyendo historia y geografía.
Luis dropped out of school in 1958 and studied maps. But due to the US embargo against Cuba, they quickly became out of date. But he managed to stay in touch with world events by chatting to tourists while working as a porter at the Trinidad bus station.
Mira lo que digo de Verona, nota, son Adige y el balcón, dos testigos en Verona, de un amor que lo corona, la dramática pasión. La pluma se mueve inquieta, nos trae Shakespeare, el poeta del medieval escenario, un clásico literario, su nombre, Romeo y Julieta. Viajar, no, yo nunca he viajado. Por la edad va y no puedo salir, un poco cansado de ya, la de salud también no está buena la salud. Ahora yo con la carriola y aquí con la carriola y la poesía, ahí con la gente vienen y escribo y algunos se solidarizan y otros más, pero bueno. La imaginación no es algo que nos lleva, la imaginación me ayuda a imaginar muchas cosas del pasado, de la historia, de lugares y así. Uno viaja en la imaginación y esa es mi manera de viajar, no tengo ahora otra.
Still to come on the Travel Show.
The long legacy of Italy's top typewriter tycoon. And I meet the robot that can see the future, apparently.
I find that a bit ominous, but I guess the takeaway is don't be greedy. this week, we're in Italy, and here's a name that might ring some bells with literary types.
It's 120 years since Adriano Olivetti's typewriter company transformed the little town of Ivrea near Turin into a pulsing industrial hub. That was a long time ago, of course, but the town's tourism chiefs are now looking to that golden age as a source of new inspiration. Before the pandemic, we took our cameras to check it out.
Sicuramente la figura di Adriano Olivetti è stata molto amata e continua ad essere molto amata dai cittadini di Ivrea. La parte importante del pensiero olivettiano riguardava le architetture. L'idea era che era necessario far vivere le persone in posti belli per poter permettere a loro di lavorare nelle condizioni migliori. Il fatto che Ivrea sia diventata patrimonio mondiale UNESCO ha aumentato la visibilità di questa vicenda storica.
This little town has become a kind of industrial paradise, a place where the employers and the employed are believed to enjoy the best of all possible worlds. In these foothills of Piedmont, the worker who has entered Camilo's kingdom has all but entered the kingdom of heaven. This is Camillo Olivetti's empire today. An empire which is distributed over most of the world and employs over 50,000 people. The 20 men here at Ivrea have become 14,000. They are the largest typewriter manufacturers in the world, and yet typewriters are only a quarter of their business.
Olivetti, anche se io non sono di Ivrea, mi ha insegnato sicuramente cos'è il rispetto del lavoro, cos'è il rispetto degli altri e cosa vuol dire fare comunità, cosa vuol dire fare gruppo, cosa vuol dire lavorare insieme, cosa cercare di dare alla città, perché se tu dai alla città, la città sicuramente ti ritorna. E questo è uno dei grandi insegnamenti, vedere quest'uomo che veramente ha creato qualcosa di unico e che noi da lui possiamo, anche a distanza di così tanti anni, possiamo soltanto cercare di apprendere il più possibile.
Since the beginning, Camillo and his son Adriano, who followed him as head of the company, have given great thought to the human side of their operations. Even from the first days, Olivetti and his blacksmith partner used to set aside an hour each day for the worker who had family or money or health problems. They always had time for the employee who wanted a job for his wife or son, or who needed a loan to buy home or furniture.
Mia mamma era assolutamente affascinata dalla famiglia Olivetti e da quanto stava intorno. Bisogna anche immaginare che erano anni in cui l'Olivetti forniva a Ivrea non solo un lavoro, ma forniva cultura, forniva spettacoli, forniva scuole soprattutto, e grandissime possibilità di miglioramento culturale e professionale. C'era questa possibilità di conoscere, anche perché poi sostanzialmente erano persone molto alla mano, ecco, non erano persone distaccate. Nessuno si rendeva conto dello straordinario, dell'ambiente straordinario in cui viveva. Ce ne siamo accorti dopo, quando sono mancate queste cose.
Nonostante che lui non ci fosse più, ma era sempre nell'aria, e vederla pian piano sgretolare, pian piano finire, sembrava non possibile. E perciò oggi noi nel nostro piccolo e tutti gli altri imprenditori che stanno cercando di ridare vita a questa via, a questo suo sogno, è veramente qualcosa di incredibile. Sì, noi intercettiamo tutti i giorni turisti, perché purtroppo siamo oggi l'unica entità visitabile dal pubblico, perciò ogni volta che siamo in pausa, chiunque di noi, dei ragazzi che lavora qui, che è in pausa e intercetta qualcuno che a noi sembra un turista con una macchina fotografica, con una cartina, abbiamo l'immenso piacere e onore di farlo entrare nei nostri spazi e farlo visitare, e raccontargli un po' della storia, la storia di questo stabile, la storia che noi respiriamo tutti i giorni.
After a year of restrictions and lockdowns, we're all anxious to know what's going to happen in our lives and our travels in the near future. Well, South Korea might provide some answers. Last year, I went to its capital city, Seoul, to find out about a very ancient and booming tradition of fortune-telling. A stroll on one of Seoul's main streets gives a clue about the importance of fortune-telling in South Korea. Dozens of cafes offer a look into the future through tarot cards, palm and face reading, and saju.
안녕하세요.
An ancient form of divination which uses the cosmic energy of your time and date of birth to predict your luck.
This is your saju, and you were born in summertime. Okay, please be patient. But after next year could be much better. From 2022 to here, 2029. It's golden time.
Golden time for me. I like the sound of that.
Yes, it's very nice.
So do you get lots of young people coming in?
Yes, mostly we have young customers. Young people come for about relationship. They want to know boyfriends what they think, and about their career. Because this haju is, some energy. It decides your destiny.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
감사합니다.
Thank you. 감사합니다.
Saju has become a form of entertainment for Koreans, but the pressure of modern lives and competition for education and jobs also compel many Koreans to seek reassurance in traditional clairvoyance. Most of them take it with a pinch of salt.
사주는 본 적이 있는데요. 사주 같은 경우에는 제 의지로 본 게 아니고 어머님이 혹시 한번 봐서 너가 어떤 인생을 살아갈지에 대한 코멘터리를 다 할 수 있을 테니까 한번 보는 게 괜찮겠다 해서 한번 봤습니다.
Was it a good reading?
별로 좋은 건 없었고요. 별로 인생에 도움이 안 되는 제가 하고 있는 일과 전혀 정반대되는 일들만 나와 있고 저게 별로 효과가 된다고는 얘기를 못하고 심리적인 안정감 정도만 가질 수 있었어요.
저희 엄마가 남자친구 별로 안 좋아했어. 네, 그래서 저희 엄마가 약간 남자친구 사귀고 난 다음에 괜찮은지 안 괜찮은지 걱정돼서 보러 갔었대요.
And was it a good match? Are you still with your boyfriend?
아니요, 헤어졌어요. Broken.
There are an estimated 300,000 fortune tellers in South Korea, and it's a booming business worth almost $4 billion. No wonder many people are keen to learn its secrets.
한 5,000년 전에 중국 북쪽, 지금으로 말하면 천산산맥 근처에서 학문이 발달돼 가지고 있었던 거예요. 그래서 그 학문을 가지고 우리가 내려오면서 자꾸 발전시켜 가지고 지금에 이르러서 사람의 운명을 이거 가지고 보는데 서양에서는 주로 아인슈타인의 법칙에 따라서 물리를 분석하고 연구하는 것이지만 우리는 이 5가지 원칙, 5행을 가지고 물리를 터득하고 더불어서 사람 운명을 관찰하고 판단해 나가는 데 목적이 있습니다.
Metal, water, wood, fire and earth are the 5 elements that students need to learn about. Looking at the board, it's not that straightforward.
How long do you have to study to become a Saju professional?
한 4, 5년에서 10년.
그러니까 처음에는 제가 이제 그 호기심으로 공부를 시작했는데 이제 제 나이가 있고 하니까 새로운 일을 할 수 없는데 이 공부를 계속 하다 보니까 이거를 알게 되면 또 제 직업으로서도 제가 이렇게 전환할 수 있어서 들어도 이해하기가 어렵고 하여간 많이 어려워요. 그런데 되게 재밌어요.
As is often the case in South Korea, tradition has blended with technology. The high-tech industry was quick to grasp the appeal of fortune-telling, and dozens of apps now offer instant predictions.
Well, this app here has been downloaded 10 million times, and there's even an English version. Okay, so let's see what is my fortune today. Oh dear, doesn't look good. You need to learn how to fight temptations. Temptations are all around you. Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Local artists also take inspiration from the traditional culture of fortune-telling. This Buddha robot uses artificial intelligence to dispense personalized prophecies.
So it's slightly disconcerting being this close to the robot, and when I move my head, she also moves her head. Hello.
The artificial intelligence recognizes the people's faces, and they analyze age, gender, and their feeling. And based on the information, it makes a sentence that is said to the person in front.
So she just said, where there is greed, there is fear. So if you're not greedy, you have nothing to fear. I find that a bit ominous, but I guess the takeaway is, don't be greedy.
So for now, fortune tellers in South Korea have a bright future to look forward to. If only their crystal balls could predict when we'll all be able to travel the world again.
Great memories from my trip to South Korea there, back before any of us had ever heard of coronavirus. Well, that's it for this week. Coming up next time.
Lucy's back with some of our favourite trips around South Asia, including the time Henry got stuck up a tree in Kerala.
I think I'm going to rip my pants. This is tough.
And a white-knuckle ride to remember down Pakistan's Hunza River.
It feels quite serious now. I haven't seen Ed for almost 2.5 hours.
And don't forget, you can catch more of our recent shows on the BBC iPlayer. And we're on social media too, in all the usual places. But for now, let's cross our fingers and hope for some better news in the coming months. See you soon. Bye-bye.